Graphic, inhumane, and depraved. Don't even scratch the surface when describing the abuse that Sean Diddy Combs' ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura says she endured for years.
And for 2 days, she's given explicit and, disturbing testimony of her decade-long relationship with the music mogul, breaking down into tears and talking about how she's now in therapy and how she's thought about even taking her own life.
So today, Cassie Ventura takes the witness stand again, but this time it's Sean Combs' defense attorneys that will be asking her the questions. And they will be actually likely challenging her testimony and even her memories. Eyewitness News reporter Phil Tate joins us live outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan. Hey, Phil, what's going on today?
Yeah, Sam, good morning. Day 4 of Sean Combs' racketeering and sex trafficking trial is now underway, and that's with cross-examination from the defense. Ultimately, the jury will have an opportunity to hear another line of questioning from Sean Combs' lawyers, as well as to hear her responses. Already a busy day outside of the courthouse. Let's get straight to some video right now, and that's as Combs' family had arrived, which included Sean Combs' mother, Miss Combs, as well as his children, Quincy, Justin, and King Combs. Now, noticeably missing were his 3 daughters. Cassie Ventura's husband, Alex Fine, also hustled into the courthouse and did not answer any of the questions that I asked as he walked inside. And this is all ahead of his wife's cross-examination. Some key moments from yesterday during her testimony were her identifying over a dozen escorts that she had made contact with for Combs that had participated in various sexual encounters in cities from LA, Miami, here in the city, and Vegas. Now, she testified violent moments. Prosecutors even showing pictures of physical trauma to her body. Now, she testified that back in 2018, at the tail end of their relationship, she, along with others, endured frequent abuse and was blackmailed by the release of these explicit videos that could have left her career on life support. Now, a composed Ventura, she went in depth as the prosecution asked her about the jarring surveillance video inside that Los Angeles hotel, now seen around the world, when Combs was caught on security cameras, knocking her down and kicking her near an elevator bank.
Did he do it or didn't he? All puns intended. Everyone's been following, or if you haven't been following the Diddy trial, there's been a lot of news coming out about it. There's been a lot of people covering the trial from day 1, day 2, day 3 to day 4. And now they are coming up on day 5. And when I tell you some of the things that are being revealed by these witnesses, by Cassie, who they actually put on the stand. When you listen to some of these testimonies, when you listen to these people testify and tell you exactly what they went through while they were dealing with Diddy, you can ask yourself, what type of person is this? What type of person is Diddy? What type of person is he? You'll never know. Honestly, you'll never know, because to know how a person such as himself truly is, you would have to be in the mind of said person. But before we continue, I need y'all to do 3 things for me. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and then share this video so someone else can do the very same thing. And if they don't, then we're going to send Puffy Combs after them. And if you want to take it one step further, hit that notification bell so you could be notified of every time I post a video like this. And so, Diddy do it is the question. I don't know. But the things that I do know are from the videos that I was shown. The things that I do know are from the testimonies that several people have made, and all of them are making sort of the same, some of them are testifying about the same things, if you get my drift. And so it has come out that Diddy used to want, or no, Diddy made Cassie have these freak-offs, which she says one of them lasted 4 days. You understand me? She says that one of these freak-offs lasted 4 days. And when I say 4 days, I'm not talking about day 1, you take a break. Day 2, you take a break. No! 4 straight days of nothing but sexual acts. Now, put that in your mind for a second. Put that in your mind. Some of y'all can't go 3 minutes. Some of y'all can't go 3 minutes And she was in the free call for 4 days straight with different men, different escorts. Diddy would get her to get different escorts. But here's the freakiest shit. The freakiest shit ever. Diddy would have her take the semen from one of the escorts, bring it into the next room where he was, and rub it on his nipples. You heard me right. You're not asleep. You're not dreaming. You heard me right. You heard me right. Exactly what I said. Isn't that the freakiest? Diddy, I got a question for you, my man. Does that truly turn you on? Because if it does, holy, you are one of the freakiest ninjas I know. Seriously. But on a different note, it has come out that one of the bodyguards in the industry, named Big CC or Big Homie CC, has come out and he's talking to Piers Morgan about Diddy. And if y'all know anything about the industry, and when I say industry, I'm not talking about just music. I'm talking about the music industry. I'm talking about the movie industry. I'm talking about the sports industry. I'm talking about all of these industries where you make a lot of money. These celebrities, they garner a lot of attention and money. They make a lot of money to entertain us. And so some of them, or most of them, feel like they are above the law. Yes. And one thing that you have to realize, as human beings, we are always striving for more. We always want more. It's only some of these losers out here who are content with what they have and they don't want nothing else, so they're happy sitting on their couch every day, watching movies, playing video games, eating popcorn and eating chips and going back and forth to their 9 to 5s. It's only certain people that actually are content with that. But most people strive for more. And so what happens when you get all the money in the world? What happens when you make all this money? You want more, don't you? Now, what happens when you have all the money that you don't know what to do with? You want more. And that, I believe that's what happens to these celebrities. The freakiness comes out in them. You have to remember what I told y'all before. Money only enhances the person that you are. Money is like a drug. It's like a drug. It's like alcohol. It enhances the person that you are. Your true self comes out. And Diddy is a freaky ass, yeah, Diddy damn sure is. Because we haven't even begun to cover half of the things that Cassie is saying that he did to her. And from the video itself, I'm here to tell y'all that Diddy is definitely wrong. I'm here to tell y'all that Diddy is wrong. He's a messed up person. Diddy is sick in the head. He damn sure is. Because I do not, and I never will, advocate for violence against any woman. I'm sorry. I don't care. Any type of domestic violence, any of that, any type of essay, I'm not for any of that. I don't condone it. Never. Ever. I've never done it because it's disgusting. It's disgusting to see men put their hands on women, whether it's their wives, whether it's their girlfriends, whether it's a family member. It's disgusting to see that. Even if it's a stranger. Now, do you have the cases where a man needs to defend himself from a woman who is, of course, but in this case, that's not what it was. In most of these cases, that's not what it is. It's usually the man assaulting the woman. That's what it is. And now, once you dive into the industry, you will see that there's a lot of cover-ups. These celebrities get a lot of things covered up that you don't know about and you never will know about. Yes, there's a lot of essays going on, a lot of sex trafficking going on. Yes, and see, that's what they're trying to get Diddy on right now solely because they cannot get him on the other things. It would probably be a slap on the wrist. You feel me? He would probably get time served for some of the stuff that they have on video. So they're trying to make a case for something greater so that he could do some real time. Now, in your opinion, do you think Diddy is going to do any time at all? Leave a hold the applause in the comment section. Let me know that you believe Diddy is going to do some real time. And if you don't think he is, leave a comment in the comment section so we can discuss, because I want to know what your views are on this case and what your views are on Diddy, because we all know that Diddy is a sick individual, but some people overlook that and they are screaming free Diddy, free Diddy. Yes, some people are excusing this and screaming free Diddy, free Diddy, because he has money, because he has influence, because they look up to him. They don't care about none of the other things. They don't care about the abuse. They don't care about the essays. They don't care about any of that because they look up to him. You have to understand, for some people, celebrities are gods, and they treat them as such. And these gods cannot do anything wrong. And that's what the problem is. To me, in my eyes, Diddy is a disgusting individual. He's a disgusting individual. Yes, he is. That is straight essay. That is straight abuse that went on for years. And it doesn't matter if you say, well, why did she keep coming back? Because I know there's a lot of people saying or asking this. Why did she go back? Why did she keep going back? She enjoyed the money. She loved the money. That's what it was. She enjoyed being in the limelight. She enjoyed the publicity. She loved the clout. She was with the man because he was able to do all those things for her, because he had the power, because he had that amount of influence, because he had that amount of influence. You will say this because you will try to then justify the reasons why he's this freaky individual, why he is the way that he is. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to justify it because your God can do no wrong. But there is no justification for it because he is a nasty individual. And these people are not gods within my eyes. They are evil. You have to remember, there's only two types of energies on this planet: good and evil. It's the only two that exist. There's no in between. You're either a good person or you're an evil person. And Diddy, with everything that he's done, Diddy's an evil person. I'm sorry. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. And how do I know this? Because if you see the acts that he is accused of and that he has done as evil, then that's exactly what it is, right? That's the pure definition of evil, right? Exactly. So how could he be good? Now, could he have some good in him? Yes, of course. Diddy has a family. You have to remember that. And I'm pretty sure he loves his family. Yes, I'm pretty sure if he could spare them this embarrassment, Diddy would. If he could put anything on the line to spare them from this embarrassment, he would, because he knows he's a sick individual and he never wanted this. And he never wanted this to come out. He never wanted his daughters to know any of this. He never wanted his sons to see this. Can you imagine? Put yourself in the place of his family, of his kids. You probably can't because you're not going through it. But I can, because when I was growing up, when I was younger, right? Sleeping in the bed, I would hear my neighbors, my downstairs neighbors, arguing every night. And when I say every night, I mean literally every night. You have to understand something. As a young child, as a young kid, when you hear this every night, it's terrifying and it could be traumatic. Now, did it affect me in any way? Yes, it damn sure did, because I don't play that shit. I will knock a dude out who puts his hands on a woman. That's just how it is. I'm telling you, straight like that. I don't mess with that stuff. And when I tell you that I heard this every night, and it got so bad to the point where I would hear my neighbor, the woman, crying every night. I would hear doors slamming, this man beating her, throwing her up against the wall, dragging her, literally. I closed my eyes to go to sleep and I could hear this. And all I could do was imagine the pain that she was going through. And I'm not even going to lie to you. I did wonder, why is she here? Why is she there? Why does she keep coming back? And honestly, only the person that is in that situation at that certain time can tell you, because I can't and you damn sure can't. But I've been going on long enough. Let's get into this video with big homie CC and see what he is talking about on the Diddy trial.
Homie CC is a celebrity bodyguard and security entrepreneur, and he joins me now. Big homie, thank you very much indeed for joining me.
Hello, Piers. How are you today?
Yeah, good, thank you. We're 2 days into this case against Diddy. What is your gut feeling about what's going to happen here?
Well, my gut feeling of what's going to take place is Well, we're gonna see a lot of strange things take place due to the fact that I know how this world works. After working in the industry, I converted my business to combat human trafficking. Last year, my team brought home 17 people, 4 children, 1 boy. And whenever these trials come about, the closer you get to the trial date, a lot of things start happening to remove people from the case that are going to strengthen the case for the prosecution. And I feel like we're watching that take place now with one of the male sex worker guys who provided tapes to the feds. He's disappeared. And this is similar to what happened in the Tory Lanez case, where the bodyguard whose DNA was on the weapon, he disappeared. So I expect to see a lot of strange things take place. I expect to see the defense team do a lot of steps to lighten the image of Combs, and we've been watching that take place.
From what you know about him, Sean Combs, obviously the perception of him has changed dramatically.
Yeah, I have to understand something, right? What he just said, as far as them lightening his image, they have to. They have to lighten his image. Because usually trials, when it comes to a jury, it has a lot to do with feelings. I'm sorry, it does. It has a lot to do with feelings. That's why these prosecutors will play on your feelings. That's why these defense attorneys will play on the jury's feelings. Because a lot of it has to do with how they view you. That's why, if you think about it, during trials, they always tell the defendants to come in looking presentable. They don't want the defendant in a jail suit because they don't want the jury to see them, automatically see them as a criminal. You see what I'm saying? So they want the jury to see you as a mother. They want the jury to see you as a father, as a brother, as a sister. Yes, as a husband, as a wife, as a grandparent. They want the jury to be able to connect with you in that way, because then they will have more empathy for you. Yes. So they're going to lighten up Diddy's image. They're going to paint him as this great father who made a mistake.
Since these allegations were made and since he got charged, I mean, from everything we're seeing now, he seems a very unpleasant, nasty, violent piece of work. Is that a correct assessment?
The assessment is going to be correct. So what I've learned is whenever you see a gentleman like this from affluence and power, whenever they have an addiction to MDMA, or the drug ecstasy, they call it the love drug. So he's been doing this drug for over 20 years. So that's going to lead his view skewed when it comes to sexual activity. I believe it's helped turn him into a sexual deviant. And, you know, what type of man wants to see another man urinate in his wife's mouth? I feel like it's evil. I think his behavior is egregious. And, you know, I have a history of using very heinous acts on people like this who participate in this type of lascivious acts.
As we're talking, Cassie Ventura, who was his longtime girlfriend, is one of the 2 people who the feds have brought this case with. She says that Combs would bash on my head, knock me over, drag me, kick me. Asked how often, she replied, too frequently. She says she didn't want to participate in the freak-offs, as he called them, but she did so because she loved him very much and wanted to make him happy. She told the jury she was scared of what he would do if she said no. Physical violence from Combs, she said, was always on the back of her mind. He wanted to control every aspect of her life, from how she looked to her work. And when he couldn't reach her immediately, he and his employees would call her incessantly or come and find her in person. So she's building a picture of a violent control freak. Is that a picture that you recognize of what you know about this?
Right, so definitely these are traits that I recognize. In the field that I work in, whenever we get a call for a retrieval and a family is concerned about a loved one, those same characteristics that this woman listed is the same things that streetwalkers will list about their boyfriend, which is actually their pimp and panderer. That's why I have an affinity for people who are survivors of this type of nonsense and oppression. And this sounds familiar. You know, along this path, I've been poisoned 3 times. My toxicology report showed cyanide, and cyanide metabolizes into pneumonia in your body. So I've had pneumonia on 3 occasions. And these problems didn't start for me until I started to speak out about people like this. It's been a hard time to line up this interview because the last time I was scheduled to be in this interview, randomly, our car gets hit from the side by a blacked out vehicle, no license plate. That's happened 3 times this month so far.
Really?
Somebody didn't want me to do this interview. Yeah, somebody didn't want me to do this interview. I'm somebody where I've had FBI come to my house before and tell me they found a threat against my life. So, I'm well versed in this world. But, I got round-the-clock security. One of them was sitting right here with me right now. This is a dangerous game people are playing, and it's a good feeling for me to see the justice system prevail, and some people deserve retribution.
When I tell you, there's a major cover-up in the industry, there's a major cover-up in the industry. These people will drug you. You do know that, right? A lot of people have been drugged. A lot of fans have been drugged. Yes, they have been drugged, recorded, and then dropped off at their doorsteps. You wake up the next morning and don't even know what happened. Seriously, you'll go to one of these parties. You will go to one of these parties and you will get drugged and not know what happened. And then you have these celebrities who participate in them. They actually know what's going on. That's why some celebrities like Bron, that's why he was getting so much heat at the beginning. Not so much right now because he's distanced himself from Diddy. A lot of celebrities distanced themselves from Diddy. Why? Because he got caught. Let's tell it how it is. Because Diddy got caught. Yes. They're not your friends until they're not. That's a fact. They will distance themselves from you even though they were engaging in the same sick, sexual, deviant acts, as Big Homie CC called it. Deviant acts. These people are very sick. They're very sick individuals, and they have all the money in the world, so they feel like they can get away with so many things. And covering up sexual crimes is one of them. Covering up sexual abuse is one of them. Covering up sexual trafficking is one of them, because they can pay people off and they can put hits out because they have that amount of money. And you know that there's desperate people in this world. There are people who are desperate to get $1 million, to get $500K, to get $800K. So if you put a price on someone's head, someone is going to collect the bounty because there's a lot of people hurting in this world. And if you want to cover something up, then guess what? And you got the bread to do it, then you're going to pay. You're going to pay that bread to get it done. Yes. And so, of course, they don't want Big Homie CC to speak on this because during the trial, guess what it does? It makes Diddy look bad. In the eyes of the public, it makes Diddy look bad. And right now, they need to clean up Diddy's image. Yes, they need you to see him as the bad boy CEO that he claimed to be. But instead, he's just a sexual deviant that will never stop. And it seems like he's been collecting bodies after bodies after bodies, sexual act after sexual act after sexual act. And Cassie was just one of his victims. Trust me, we're going to cover it, and we're going to keep our foot on his neck. Until next time.
If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.